Welcome to Cover Song Thrift Shop, where today we're learning I Never Lie by Zach Top on the acoustic guitar. First things first, we have to get into the right tuning, which is drop D. So if you don't know how to do that, pluck your 4th string, which is a D, and then your 6th string, which is a E, and down tune the 6th until you don't hear that dissonance anymore, just like this. Good enough for me. Okay, so let's get started right away with the intro. And this intro is going to test you a little bit. I would say this is more of a intermediate to slightly advanced song on the acoustic guitar. There's just one stretch in here that is really annoying. So you don't have to play it if you don't want to, but it's the right way to do it. So give it a shot. All right, let's get started. The first shape we're going to use is basically a D shape. And in drop D, a D shape is going to use all of those open notes. So really we're just fingering the 3rd fret here and the 2nd fret here. And we can then play all 6. And so to play that E string, or the 6th string, I guess it's a D string now, it sounds really good. Okay, so the intro starts with a little lick. I'm going to play the whole thing and then show you how to play it. Okay, so to play that, you're going to start with that sort of palm muted D note, that 6th string. And we've got our fingers on the 2nd and 3rd. I like to use these fingers, the middle for the 3rd, index for the 2nd, and then hammer onto the 4th right there, like this. So that's 2 to 4. All right, start with that D. Go up 1 string for another 2nd fret, 4th fret. Yeah, and make sure you get that 6th string in there too. That D, that's what makes it, like this. Oh, that sounds good. Now right here, as you're keeping everything ringing out, move your index finger back to the 3rd string. Right back to the 3rd string, just sort of sneak it down there onto the 2nd fret. Sneaking my index finger back. That way you've got that little triad. You can play all 6. Here comes the fun part. 5th string, hammer on that 2nd fret. Now get that pinky ready. That pinky is going all the way to the 6th string, 5th fret. And on the 4th string, you're going to put your index finger on the 2nd fret. So that's 5th fret, 2nd fret on the 4th string. And then you're going to use that ring finger to hammer onto the 2nd. So you're really just doing that 2nd, 4th. But you've got, that index finger the pinky finger all the way up here on that G note. That sucks. You got to make sure that pinky is all the way arched over the top so that you're not muting your 4th string. That's not too bad. So then from there, so you're back to that D shape. So we're holding that D shape. G shape, back to the D, and a little 2-0-2-0 with a bend on it. And this is really important, upstroke that final D. Yeah, just like that. You with me so far? Nice job. Let's keep going. Okay, jumping straight into the first verse. The primary chords here we're going to use are B minor, and essentially a G shape and a D shape. So we're just going to not get bogged down into the weeds of the chords, but we're going to call them B, G, and D for now. So B minor, luckily, looks exactly like you would expect it to, right here on the 2nd fret. The G shape is a little gnarly. This one you're just going to have to get used to here in drop D. So let's go with the ring finger on the 5th fret. And then next fret can be muted, kind of just with the your finger. I guess, what else would you mute it with? Index finger then on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. So we can let the middle 2 ring out. And why not, just for funsies, add our pinky finger onto the 5th fret, onto that 1st string. So that's our G shape. And then that D shape we've already learned. That's all open notes except for the 3rd and the 2nd. Okay, so to start out on the verse, really we're just starting with the B minor. And then second part of that we're going to open up this chord a little bit to let this E string ring out. So, and then that's all. So the chords sound like this. See that? E minor, open, G, D. Chords are fine, but what gets tricky is that Zach likes to add some little fun parts pretty much at the end or in the middle in the breaks of every section. And so there's a lot of looseness and it's open to your creativity, but I'll try to add some of those throughout. So in this section, we're going to add one that's actually kind of maybe the toughest one to do, because a lot of times you can just do the 2-0, you know, that's cool. But in this case, let's go back to that G shape. So now what I do here is I'm gonna switch out my ring finger for actually my middle finger. So now I'm playing with these 2 free. And I'm gonna come up to the 5th fret on the 4th string. And it sounds like this. Alright, so pinky finger up on the 5th fret. I'm gonna sneak my index finger back up 1 string to hit that 2nd fret, and then hammer on to the 4th fret. And I'm going to finish that by hitting that triad again, index finger back down to the 3rd string. Cool. So to hear that whole thing again, that first part of the first verse is... Second section of the first verse is pretty easy. I already described that ending section, which is just sort of, that's just on your 5th string, hammer on to the 2nd. Open 4th, open 6th. So second section of the first verse. Now here in the pre-chorus, we're going to introduce a new chord, which is an E minor 7th. But again, we're in drop D, so it looks just a little bit different. Looks like this. Oh, nasty, but it sounds good. All right, index finger, 6th string on the 2nd fret. Let's just mute the 5th string. 2nd fret again with the middle finger. Yeah. 3rd string open. 2nd string. I'm going to use my pinky finger there. It's up to you. 3rd fret. So, sounds like this. Yeah. And then once we play that for a second, you know, it starts out with, and you met someone, that line. I'm going to use this sort of ring finger that's just chilling right there, and I'm going to step up into the G shape. What I mean by that is I'm going to play the 4th fret and then the 5th. So, starting that pre-chorus again. See that step up? And just play it one more time. That takes us to the chorus, which is a lot of fun to play. We're going to be flying at the end of this thing. It starts out not too bad, and the second half is like there's a lot going on. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the that G shape again, and we're going to play it twice, and then just go into A major. Starting with that line, I sleep like a baby. So G, G, A. And then just sneak up a little cheeky third fret on the second string. There you go, just sneak that one up there. Seems like everybody plays an A major differently. I'm a these three fingers kind of guy, but do what you need to do. And then back up to the G. Never show up late for work. And then going into that line, and I don't drink whiskey, is slightly different. Instead of playing the G twice, we're going to play the G, and then a B, which is the second fret of the fifth string, before playing the A. So first time was... Second time, we're going to go like this. You see the difference? All right, so first one is... Second time through, we're going to play. Hey, nice job so far. Let's keep going on that chorus. We're about to have a lot of fun. All right, third time through on that, coming back to that G chord. We're not going to go to the open A. We're not going to go to the B. In fact, this time we're going to go to the second fret on that sixth string. So third time through. Third time through, you'll go. And then the D. Remember, you can play all six. Now, another fun little thing, but you've kind of played a shape like this before. I wrote it on the tab like this, so you're playing, right? Hitting that open D in between those notes. So this is starting on the fourth fret, 5 and a 2 and a 3, and then 4, 2, 3. Isn't that just a joy? Sounds good though. Remember, you can let all those open notes fly however you want to. So, to recap that part before we get into the riff. G, D. See, we're going to be going all over the place, starting with that, okay? You see, back up to the D, G, down to the D. So, from the beginning. And here comes that lick. Oh, this is so cool. All right, let's play this one. So good. So, to start with that, we're going to play that open. So really, that's just the second fret, right? You're hammering on the fifth string, second fret. And now we're going to start with our finger on the second fret of the fourth string, mute the fifth, and also pluck that open sixth string, sliding from 2 to 4. sounds so good. Make sure you get that low D in there. So now I've slid up to the 4th fret. I'm going to use my index finger to hit that 3rd fret on the 2nd string. And we're just really going back to that G shape. There's that 5th fret again on the 6th string, and I'm keeping my index finger here on the 3rd of the 2nd string. And the way I wrote on the tab, you can kind of play it this way if you wanted to. Sounds like Time of Your Life, little Green Day action there, but not this time. But the way I wrote it on the tab actually includes this 5th as well, because I think it kind of sounds nice. So that's with that high note. That's the way it shows you on screen. You don't necessarily have to play it that way. Alright, so from that lick we're going straight back down to that D chord. And that lick is just going to be, again, the 5th string, 2nd fret, with a bunch of open strings around it. But then you're sliding right back up to that G. So a couple things to remember here. Try to keep that D shape as much as you can. When you're playing that outro lick, keep that ring finger there if you can. And of course we're down stroking on that final chord. So all told, the chorus, like I said, it starts out kind of moderate and comes at the end with a lot of licks. So let's do it this way. Oops. That was a lot to do, but we've got another verse. Believe it or not, the second verse is played just a little bit differently, and this is where you get to decide if you want to sort of palm your pick, like I'm doing here, or if you just want to play it with your pick. Either way is fine. I would say the more authentic way to do it is to play it with your fingers, if you can, but if you can't, no big deal. So going into the second verse, we're going to start again on that B minor, but instead of just playing it through, we're going to leave our index finger barred on the 2nd fret, and we're going to just lift up that minor shape, right? So this is just all of the open 2nd. But we're going to lift up these 3 fingers as we go back and forth plucking that root note. See how I've palmed my pick now? Not too bad, right? All you have to do is lift up. There you go. Up to the G. Back to the D. Throwing a lick for fun. And then if you want to do it just with your pick, do it with your pick, like this. Right? So, or whatever you prefer. Easy enough. That's the second verse. Much like the second verse, which is cut in half, the second pre-chorus is cut in half too. You already know how to play this, so let's just hit that E minor 7th, walk it up to the G, and we're on to the chorus again. Alright, we're almost to the good part. Nothing new in the second chorus, so let's just play it together. You already know how to play this. Let's start again with I Sleep Like a Baby. Not going to play a lick right here, because instead of, we're just going to stay on that D string, stay on that D chord, because coming up next is a solo. Yeah, it's a part you've been waiting for. Let's do it. Alright, I've got a confession. I'm a lead player. I know, but at least I'm not a bass player. Okay, so I'm really excited about this solo because it's on an acoustic guitar, and you don't get a lot of cool acoustic guitar solos in my opinion, so I'm glad this one is really cool. Also, it's surprisingly short, and it just packs a lot of punch. Like, every note is good, every note adds to the song, and serves the song, which is what a good solo should do. And also it's got a big run into it, and oh, I love the run up to a solo. So I'm going to play it first, because I can't help myself, and then we'll talk about how exactly to play it. Alright, looks like this. Woo! Love it. Alright, so in that lead up, think about it this way. We're playing a lot on these 2s and 4s, so just sort of put your mind on the 2nd fret and the 4th fret. And know that we're going to end in a B minor shape, right? So we're going to play a bunch of 2s and 4s, we're going to hit this 3, and then we're going to come back to the B minor. So that's how we're going to lead into the solo. So from, basically from the 0 fret, we're going to slide up to the 4th, 0, 2, next string. Okay, staying now on the 4th string, sliding up to from the 2nd to 4th. Back to the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Then we're going to do this hammer on 2nd to 4th. And when we hit the 2nd string, we're going to stay on the 3rd fret, and we're specifically going to use middle finger there, because now that we've released all of our other fingers, we're going to just put a power chord shape on top of that, right? There's your B minor. So make sure you're ending on that 2nd, because that'll allow you to just jump right back into the rest of it. Super cool. So to do that a little bit more slowly, that first part sounds like this. just like that. And then I'm going to slide into that G shape. That's all I've done. I've just gone from the B minor to the G. And I've got my pinky waiting. See, I'm anticipating the next note with the pinky on the 5th fret. And I just like that raking sound, so I'm going to block out everything else. I've got my fingers down, I'm just muting them. The only fret that I'm actually fingering is this one right here. Oh, it sounds good. Yeah, so just that high E string, 5th fret, 2nd string, and we're going to bend a little bit. I've got some heavy gauge strings on my acoustic, so they don't bend very well, but we're going to go from this 5th fret back to this one and bend it. So, 5th fret, 3rd fret. And now this is really important. To get every note in there and to make it sound really, really good, you gotta sneak in a low D right there. Don't forget it. Hit that one. It's not gonna sound as good if you don't. Now I'm back to the, after I've done that, back to the 3rd string, 2nd and 4th fret. And here comes another really important part. This is so subtle, but lead is all about the little subtleties. If you don't play the tiny little details, your solos just aren't going to sound as good. So let's try to nail them all. Well, I played that like shit, but you could imagine if I hadn't. But here's that subtlety. After, we're actually going to start with a slide up, and then pull off with the 1st fret. Doesn't sound good slow. And we're, of course, hammer on to the 2nd fret then. Of course, you could play it another way, but that's going to sound the coolest when you do it fast. Like this. And then straight back to that low D, by the way. That's the end. I'm back on that D shape. So I'm just ending with that D shape. Finally, you'd think I could do this a little better. Anyway, let's run through the whole solo one more time, because solos are the coolest. Oh yeah, all right. Let's look at that up close. And congratulations, because you're almost done with this song. You know just about every single part. Great job so far. The last pre-chorus just has a tiny subtle difference. So let's take a look at that. We're back on the E minor 7th. We're going to climb up. And then, right, we're actually holding this G shape and going back to the 4th fret. So to play it again. Right. You know what to do from here. Yeah, we've reached the end. From here, you know exactly what to do. It's another chorus Easy for me to say. And then the outro lick is the same as the intro lick. So remember that one? Well, we're going to play it at the tail end. All right, coming out of the pre-chorus, we're going to hit chorus and then outro lick. Here we go. Time to sleep like a baby. Outro lick. Alright, nice job today. Thanks a lot for watching this video. And thanks also for requesting it, because I never would have made this if it wasn't asked for. So I hope it went well. This is my first tutorial, like talking on camera. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I hope you enjoyed it. And you can subscribe, that's all cool. But what I would really love to see is that if you learned the song from this video, and if you really think you nailed it, or if you didn't nail it, that's okay, upload your version to YouTube and put the link to your video in the comments below, because I would love to see your version of this song. Okay, happy strumming. Have a good day. Bye? What do I say at the end of a video? I don't know. Okay, bye.